mortgage rates just dropped below 7% again. And this time, home buyers and some owners are reacting. Check out this article from CNBC, Diana Olick, and it states home buyers finally responded after mortgage rates hit lowest level in 3 months. So a couple of key points in this article to look at. It says the average contract interest rate for 30-year fixed rate mortgages with conforming loan balances decreased to 6.77% from 6.79%. Not a huge drop, but a drop. Applications to refinance a home loan rose 9% from the week and were 56% higher than the same week 1 year ago in 2024. And applications for a mortgage to purchase a home also rose 9% for the week and were 25% higher than the same week 1 year ago. Now, these interest rate drops, not a huge drop, nothing earth-shattering, but as you can see, home buyers and owners are responding with applications for new mortgages and refinance activity. Now, looking forward into the end of 2025 and beginning of 2026, we're going to look at what the mortgage rate predictions look like for the rest of the year and then early 2026. Now, this is as of July 2nd, 2025. And as you can see, we're looking at Fannie Mae, Mortgage Bankers Association, and Wells Fargo. All three averages is what we'll cover here. For the third quarter, which we're in now, 6.68% is the projection. And so we could still make that. We're not too far off of that right now. The fourth quarter here in 2025, they're predicting 6.62%. First quarter of 2026, 6.5%. And then the second quarter of 2026, 6.43%. So if you're looking for that relief of 3-4%, that's not in the cards here. You can get into the high fours with builders if you want to have a new home, but other than that, the only other option to get your home with a mortgage that is super low is to get an assumable loan. You can check out my video on assumable loans there. Great option if you're actually planning on making a huge down payment. And when I mean a big down payment, I'm talking $50, $60, $100,000 down payment. You can score an assumable loan, meaning that the loan also comes with the house, not just buying the house, but the house and the loan. So that is an option out there. Now we're going to jump into the local San Antonio housing market data. Okay, so we are now viewing all the housing data here in San Antonio for the month of June 2025. And as you can see, we are still in a balanced market. We entered a balanced market last month with a kind of a surge there. We had about a 11% surge in inventory for the month of June. Now, you can see here, we're about half of that. We're less than half of that. It was about 10.8% month over month gain in inventory. Now, this month, we're at 5% month gain in inventory. So inventory is up, not as much as last month, but it is up. Still in that balanced market, very beginnings of that balanced market. Sold to list price ratio 97.8%. So if you're priced properly, you can still get about 100% of your asking price. That is up slightly over last month. Days on market is up 7.5% for a median of 43 days on the market. So it's taking a little bit longer to get the home sold. The typical sold price for the month of June in San Antonio, $304,747. The estimated property values, and these have fluctuated quite a bit. $289,120 is the typical median estimated value of a home right now, and that is down 0.2% over last month. Now this is a little skewed here because it says 12-month change is up 4.5%. Really what they're talking about is the land values have gone up. Some folks saw their property values go up. Well, really what went up is the land went up because we do have a lot of construction happening. So there is overall less land. There's still we still have building happening. So yeah, it's the scarcity thing. Land is becoming more scarce, and it's not becoming more available, even though inventory is up. That's where we're coming in with these property values coming up. Now, newly listed homes in San Antonio. We're looking at a typical sale price or list price of $314,620. That's up 2.5% month over month. The number of properties that came in as new listings up 15.7% month over month. That's 2,793 properties. And so not as many people coming to the market in the month of June as they did in May. And that is a seasonal thing. You can see we peak in May every year. Okay, if you look back in time here, we're peaking in May, June time frame. This year, definitely we peaked in May, and we'll continue to see a decline here, probably into January. Just like we normally do here. If we're looking at the years past here, December, January time frame, we hit the bottom as far as new listing activity. And the typical new listing is coming in at 1,896 square feet. The active listings is the one that's really putting the pressure on sellers to adjust their prices for those that are really trying to get their home sold and move on to the next chapter. The typical list price for those active listings is $315,000. So not too far off from what homes are getting sold, as you'll see here in a few minutes. But that slight difference in price there means a whole lot to home buyers that are really under a lot of pressure with interest rates. And so you saw that article I shared with you, that small drop in interest rate, that brought people into the market, and they jumped on it. So if you have interest rates coming down and you can make a price change, now is definitely a time to do it, to bring in those offers. The number of properties on their active status, they're not under contract, they're just available. They've already passed that first 10 days. 9,281 properties in active status. Those properties typically in there for about 63 days. Okay, and the typical size of those properties, 1,900 square feet is a typical size of those properties. And the new pending listings, they're now under contract, they're done with the inspection, all that good stuff. They're set to close. Typical median list price, $299,999. So as you can see, that difference again, about $15,000. If you can price it right under $300,000, it seems to make a huge difference in whether or not you're going to get bids or not. Obviously, condition of the property, all that stuff matters, but if the price is right for the property, and it seems to be the magic number, $299, to get it under contract. Number of properties, 1,490 properties newly pending, and that's down 20%. That's just over 20%, almost 21%. And the number of days on the market for these new pending listings, 45 days. Okay, that's actually up almost 10%, 9.8%. So it's taking a little bit longer to get them under contract again. Typical size for these newly pending homes, 1,878 square feet. Our leftover pending listings, these went from May to June. These came in at a typical price of $305,000. Number of properties, 2,169 properties at 39 days on the market. It's actually down 7%, 7.1% month over month. And then finally, sold listings, homes that are just sold in San Antonio here for the month of June. The typical sold price came in at $304,747. That's slightly up 3.3%. Number of properties that went to sold status, 1,593 properties. That's down 17.8%. List price to sold price ratio, 97.85%. So still getting it done. No matter what the interest rates look like, there's always going to be sold properties in every market. It's just about getting the price correct for the condition of the property, location, all that good stuff. And then wrapping up the supply of homes here. We have 5.4 months worth of supply in the market. We are a balanced market, so sometimes the seller wins, sometimes the buyer wins, but there is basically an equal number of buyers for sellers there. But we're still moving into that towards the buyers market month over month. We did ease off of the acceleration to a buyer's market this last month, and it could go back the other way if we saw a more dramatic decrease in interest rates. But for right now, we're still inching closer and closer to a buyer's market as a whole in San Antonio. So if you have any questions about that, you can reach me at 210-260-6617. If you're ready to get a no obligation home value of your property, you can reach me at homevaluetx.net. I'll be happy to provide that for you. No obligation, no pressure. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next video.